Hello everybody. I think I can go for the poem Fra Lippo. Page number 95 because 94 we have already done. So can we continue from there? If I have been merry, what matter? Who knows? So he says that he is returning back from after visiting girls, so-called prostitutes we can sometimes term it, and he made Mulu there and he's returning back and he's saying nobody should be worried or concerned for whatever he likes to do. And he says in the next line, and so I was stealing back again, and he's saying that he was stealing back again in the sense he was returning from there and he was trying to reach his place, that is monastery of Cosimo de Medici, and he wanted to go to bed and sleep there because in the morning he had to wake up and he had to paint "I rise up tomorrow and go on." Jerome knocking at his old poor old breast is saying that I had to paint a picture of a monk Jerome, and who has been shown in that picture in a manner that he is beating his breast with a stone. So beating your breast, that's a flesh, with a stone is sign of your overcoming your physical desires. This is actually the concept of many religions. We torture our bodies just to come out of your fleshly desires. So this is what the painting was to be done by him on the next morning, but he was caught by the policeman. He's saying, "You snapped me of the sudden, you cut me of the sudden. I see though your eyes twinkle, still you shake your head. Mine is saved." And he's saying, "I am caught here because you think me to be a monk because I look like that. Yes, I am a monk, and this is the problem. Sting in that means that's the fault of mine that you have caught me. If I were someone else, like I have been, if I were Cosimo de Medici or someone else, you must not have caught me like that, catching me by my throat. You are catching me by my throat because you think a monk cannot be doing all such things. So the problem is my being a monk. If Master Cosimo announced himself, mum is the word naturally. If Master Cosimo had announced himself that he is a master, this person, Master Cosimo de Medici, so I think nobody was going to ask any further question and they all must have left him. But here is the case that he is being caught because he's simply an ordinary monk. And but a monk, come what, I am a beast for you? Consider me a beast just because I visited prostitutes, just because I am a monk and I am certainly be doing these all things. So you think it's not good for me to do all? Okay, tell us now. Let me tell you one thing, that this is what I'm doing is not because I am a monk by choice. I was made a monk because my circumstances were like that only. I was a baby when my mother died. I was a baby when my mother died means his mother died when he was just a baby, and his father also died. He became an orphan and he was left in a street. And then what happened there? He starved there. He suffered hunger, and God knows how for 1 or 2 years of on fig skins, millet peelings, rains and shucks, refuge and rubbish, and all everything that is called rubbish. That's called uh, skin of the fruits. He had to survive on that for 1 to 2 years. And what happened one day, one frosty day, frosty again actually is the sign for something gloomy. So frosty day, my stomach being empty, he became so hungry and he wanted to have something. And what happened, old Aunt Lapecia trusted me with one hand. Old Aunt Lapecia trusted me with hand means she caught me by one hand, and another hand was stinger means another by another hand she was beating him. And as so long along the wall, over the bridge, by the street, out of the convent. And he's saying, so he was made to reach a place that is called monastery, where actually he now resides. And the way from that place, from that street to it, this was by crossing a bridge, and there was a cut, and through the straight cut he actually reached that is place monastery. 6 was there while I stood munching my first bread that month. So boy, you are minded. And there the fat father asked me the simple question, are you minded? Are you minded means are you ready for being a monk? So actually a child cannot think too much like being a monk and all. He was simply thinking like that he is going to ask me to stop munching. Are you ready for that? He thought, and see, that's why he answered no. So his answer was no, but finally he was made a monk. This is how Robert Browning and Fra Lippo is trying to say that it's actually the monks are not made because they think and they plan to be like that, because just they are poor people and there are no people to look after them, so they are bound to go to the monasteries and be a monk, and this is what is happening to him. And he's saying that he became a monk. So his question that he asked was, are you going to leave this world? Not munching, he was what the meal that he was munching, so he could not understand. But finally he left, he was made a monk. And when he was made a monk, uh, after being a monk, you know what happens to monks. Monks have to renounce everything like greed, all luxurious things, and desire for them. All at the age of 8, he was just an age of 8 years child he was. And he's saying at 8 years old he had to leave all those things which actually he did not know even. So this is how we can say, this is how the society expects from a monk to be behaving in a certain manner. But what is their background? We can see they belong to a poor family. They are some most of the times orphan and all, and we are expecting them to be saints. This is how our society is hypocritical in their thinking. And that's what we keep on saying, the monks should be like that, and we keep on considering them to be gods and all. But we don't keep in mind that they are the people as common human beings as we are, and they have the same desires, and we must look into their background. They were made monk in this manner. If at the age of 8 years old you ask a child to be a monk, can that boy say, yes, I am going to be a monk? No, he will simply ask for meal, and this is what was provided to him in monastery, and he was happy for that. He was not thinking of anything else, he was just thinking of meal. And in that monastery he was provided that he was missing for many years. Okay, so further lines we can go. Well, sir, I found in time, you may be sure it was not for nothing the good Willful is saying, okay, I became a monk. Yeah, there were certain things that he enjoyed. He's just talking about those things. What were those things? Good valley feel. He got good meal there. The warm shoes, the warm clothes because it was frosty time, and the rope that goes all around. Rope means that was to tie that cloth. And day long bliss idleness beside, and he's saying there was nothing to do there. So he was getting meal for free and clothes for free. No work was to be done. So for him, it was really a nice and happy place. But he did not know actually what was the nature of his job. So that's what is there. We can continue later. Okay, thank you.